Welcome to the Ocean of His Words channel, where each week we immerse ourselves in the ocean of the words of God and discover the pearls of wisdom hidden in its depths. Join us for meaningful conversations about selections of writings from the Bahá'í Faith and other religions. In each discussion, we consider the creative power of the words of God and explore how they can change us and the world around us for the betterment of all. We invite all sincere seekers of spiritual truth to participate in their own meaningful conversations and experience for themselves the transformative power of the words of God. In this session, we'll introduce our series on the hidden words. So let's introduce ourselves. I'm Joe Goldstein.
I'm Harry Medray.
And I'm Dan Ray, and we're all three members of the Baha'i community in Statesboro, Georgia. Let's now look at the introduction to the hidden words. And Hari, would you read the quote by Shoghi Effendi?
Yes. The hidden words has a position of unsurpassed preeminence among the ethical writings of Bahá'u'lláh. It is spiritual leaven cast into the life of the world for the reorientation of the minds of men, the edification of their souls, and the rectification of their conduct. Shoghi Effendi.
Thank you, Hari. Well, the reason we chose the hidden words for our first session is because it's the most popular and widely read of all the writings of Baha'u'lláh. It's been translated into more than 70 languages, and it's been read by millions of people all over the world.
And it's also, I think it's very popular because it's very accessible to the common person, provides practical guidance for our daily life. It provides this ethical guidance of how to be a good person. So let's go on now to look at the purpose of the hidden words and read the quote by Abdu'l-Baha.
Baha'u'lláh has revoiced and re-established the quintessence of the teachings of all the prophets, setting aside the accessories and purifying religion from human interpretation. He has written a book entitled The Hidden Words. The preface announces that it contains the essences of the words of the prophets of the past, clothed in a garment of brevity for the teaching and spiritual guidance of the people of the world. Read it, that you may understand the true foundation of religion and reflect upon the inspiration of the messengers of God. It is light upon light. Abdu'l-Baha.
Thank you, Hari. So I want to comment about why it's clothed in the garment of brevity. And because it contains the essences of the words of the prophets of the past. So instead of having to read everything that was written by all these prophets in the past, we were able to get the essence of it or the essential meaning of it in this very slim volume. And that is a real benefit for anybody who really wants to get a broad understanding of spiritual truth through various religious traditions.
As you said, Joe, Baha'u'lláh gives us the essence of the words of the prophets of old, and he's distilled their past teachings, their spiritual teachings. He's purified the dogma, he's purified the conflicting interpretations down to the essence, the spiritual essence of these common virtues. And he really goes beyond just a collection of virtues. He's looking at a common foundation for all of religion. And that's what makes it so comprehensive and powerful. Let's go on now to look at a general description of the hidden words.
Thank you, Dan. So this is a rather slim volume. It's only 52 pages in it. Baha'u'lláh is the author, as we've already said. And it's revealed in two primary languages. The first part is in Arabic, and the second part is in Persian, also known as Farsi. And there are 153 short sayings. The reason it was revealed in these two languages is that Baha'u'lláh first was a native speaker of Persian or Farsi, and also because at the time he was living in Iraq and the Middle East in general, and Arabic is a very commonly used language in that area. And it's also the language of the Quran, which is the language of the most of the people that he was in contact with at that time.
You know, what makes this book, these aphorisms, so powerful is that God is speaking to us directly in the first person. He's speaking to us, the seeker of truth. And so when we pray, the Baha'i prayers are different. In the Baha'i prayers, we are speaking to God, but here God is speaking directly to us. And he's using an elevated language that's similar to the King James language because he's expressing noble truths to help us to understand them. And it's similar to the book of Proverbs in Christianity and the Hadith sayings of Islam. Let's go on now and look at some of the major and minor themes of the hidden words.
Yeah, there are many major and minor themes. We can start talking about the major ones first, or one or two. The one that really calls my attention is a beloved God who calls human lovers to a reunion. And that's, as I've read over the hidden words over the years, I've noticed that's really a common theme, especially in the Persian hidden words, where God is a lover, and each human being is a potential lover for God. So he says, you should love me so that I can love you. I'm paraphrasing, but we'll get to that one too. That's just one that really stands out in my mind. So this is a relationship, not it's a loving relationship. And so when we love somebody in real life, we also have that same feeling towards God, or we should. It's like they say, you may love somebody, but if you never say it, then something's missing in that relationship. So we should declare our love.
As you mentioned, Joe, it's a love story. The hidden words is a love story between God and his creation, the seeker. And the other major theme that I like is God is a divine counselor who's providing this counsel, these ethical and guidance to kind of help us to be a better person. And so if we are faithful to the covenant of God, which we'll learn more about in the other slides, then we will reap blessings. Let's look at some of the minor themes now.
So all of these are so important, but one that jumps out at me is the fault finding and backbiting one. There are several. Uh, there are, well, I've named several, but a couple of hidden words that touch on this theme, and they do so in a very strong way that really gets my attention. It's a shortcoming that a lot of people, a lot of us fall into from time to time if we're not careful. But the warning that he provides and how we should avoid this and its consequences, very striking, and it's something that always comes to my mind when these situations arise in my life.
Another minor theme that we'll be looking at in our next session is purity of heart, the importance of possessing a pure, kindly, and radiant heart. Let's go on now and look at the historical context of a revelation of the hidden words.
Yes, so the hidden words was revealed around the middle of the 19th century. And as we've said before, it was revealed in what is today Iraq, in and close to Baghdad. And Baha'u'lláh revealed the hidden words to the community, to the Babi community. So the Babi community was founded by the Bab. That was the predecessor to Baha'u'lláh, who foretold his coming as the promised one. And Baha'u'lláh, when he revealed the hidden words, did not openly say that he was the promised one that the Bab had foretold. But you could maybe start to read between the lines at this point. And the hidden words is often considered as a clear indicator of where this was going at the time that Baha'u'lláh was moving towards an open declaration, which actually did happen some years later. And as I'd mentioned, before, he had retired to the mountains of Kurdistan prior to revealing this. And on his return, he revealed the book.
And the reason that he went on this spiritual retreat was to remove himself from the conflict. There was conflict over who was the leader of the believers at that time. And Baha'u'lláh didn't want to be a part of that division and that divisiveness at that time. So he went away for 2 years and came back. And when he came back, he found that the believers were disheartened and depressed and divided. And so one of the ways he brought them together was providing this hidden words to guide them and to inspire them. Let's look at the preface for the hidden words.
This is that which had descended from the realm of glory, uttered by the tongue of power and might, and revealed unto the prophets of old. We have taken the inner essence thereof, and clothed it in the garment of brevity, as a token of grace unto the righteous, that they may stand faithful unto the covenant of God, may fulfill in their lives his trust, and in the realm of spirit obtain the gem of divine virtue. Bahá'u'lláh.
Thank you, Hari. There's a lot to talk about here, and we will in the following slides where we investigate the various parts of the statement.
So let's go on now to look at the questions for the first set of questions for the preface.
So as we said before, Baha'u'lláh is the author of the hidden words, but we should not really consider him to be the author of the hidden words as we would consider, say, an author of a book of poetry or of a novel that we like to read. This is greater than that. Yeah, in one sense, yes, it is Baha'u'lláh, but in another sense, it is the divine essence or the Spirit of God that is the true source of the hidden words. And there's an essential relationship, as we just said, between these words and what was revealed by the so-called prophets of old. There's an essential connection. It's not to say that Baha'u'lláh is copying their words and just simply pasting them in to his book. It goes beyond that.
I think that's an important point, Joe, that Baha'u'lláh really provides a common foundation for all these hidden words, these spiritual truths. And that the reason they were hidden is that people were focusing on individual truths and individual religions. It's like getting lost in the trees and not being able to see the forest, not having the big picture, just focusing on the individual trees. And so the hidden words are hiding in plain sight. And now Baha'u'lláh has revealed the entire forest and provided the common foundation for all religions. And so Baha'u'lláh says that religion is the unchanging faith of God, eternal in the past, eternal in the future. So let's go on to look at some of the other questions about the preface.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the gem of divine virtue. I'm sorry, we're not at that part yet. My apologies. I wanted to talk about the garment of brevity. That statement really stands out to me a lot because he could have written a lot more, Baha'u'lláh, about these different spiritual truths. Instead, he decided to be very concise, to limit the number of words that he used. And that, as the statement says, it is a token of grace unto the righteous. And that's not to say that all of us who read the hidden words are automatically righteous, but we hopefully are striving towards righteousness, and that we can benefit from this brevity and this concentrated distillation of spiritual truth in this slim volume.
And Baha'u'lláh goes on to say that these hidden words will help us to stand faithful into the covenant of God. But what is the covenant? One of the covenants was the Ten Commandments in the Bible. And on Mount Sinai, God revealed the hidden word, revealed the Ten Commandments. And if we follow those commandments, if we are obedient to them, we reap the benefit in our daily lives. And also it brings spiritual blessings to us. And likewise, the hidden words, they bring spiritual blessings to us, and they help guide us in our daily life with these ethical counsels. Let's go on now to look at some of the other questions about the preface.
Yeah. Oh, so this is a slide that I wanted to want to talk about earlier. My mistake, but yeah, I wanted to talk about the gem of divine virtue. It really reminds me of a verse from the Bible where Christ, and I'm paraphrasing, warns his followers not to lay up treasures that can be stolen or that can be destroyed by time, by rust or decay. Instead, you should lay up treasures for yourself in heaven that would be imperishable and everlasting. And this gem of divine virtue is one of these treasures. It's not money, it's not material possessions, but it's a spiritual treasure that you can get from reading this book and diligently applying its counsels to every aspect of your spiritual life.
I like what you said, Joe. God has endowed us with this spiritual treasure. It's something that He's given us with these hidden words to guide us so that we can bring out the gems, the divine virtues that are latent within our heart. We're made in the image of God, and when we turn to the light of God, we will reflect the beauty of that light. Let's go on now and look at the resources for a deeper dive. And you can see from this listing, the first two articles are by David Langness, and these two articles provide some commentary on how we can use the hidden words in our everyday life. The next two by George Townsend and Teherzadeh are written by scholars, and this gives you a deeper dive into the writings from a more academic point of view. And then finally, if you want to do a training course on the hidden words, a 3-week training course, Diane Bradford has provided this training course in this link. Let's look at a preview of the first hidden word that we're actually going to dive into.
O Son of Spirit, my first counsel is this: possess a pure, kindly, and radiant heart, that thine may be a sovereignty ancient, imperishable, and everlasting. Bahá'u'lláh.
Thank you, Hari. Yes, so we're going to look at this particular hidden word in our next session, and we're going to answer, or we're going to attempt to answer the question, why does this happen to be Baha'u'llah's first counsel in his book? So please do join us on on our next session as we investigate that question. So thanks so much for joining us here on the Ocean of His Words channel. And we do hope you found this video useful and stimulating, and we encourage you to subscribe to this channel and participate in the comment section below. And let's all continue to immerse ourselves in the ocean of His words so that we may unravel its secrets and discover more pearls of wisdom hidden in its depths. And until next time, take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.